I just like to read the reviews. So I would encourage your listeners, if you do read it, I hope you do, and I hope you enjoy it. You could rate it and leave a review. That is so helpful especially for indie authors to do. And it just
Yeah.
makes our day. It lifts our heart every time. Oh, there's a new review. You read it, and I just love to see how
You just
people.
gotta be careful though,
Oh,
because I've
I
heard so
know.
many authors say you can't read your own reviews. Like,
Yeah. Therefore,
yeah, that's
nothing.
why I try to be fair, and I try to, because if I'm not into women's fiction, sometimes women's fiction, I have a hard time just really getting sucked into it. But there have been times where I'm like underwhelmed by a book, but I still have a great conversation with the author. I try not to. There's books where I'm obsessed with the book and I love it, but maybe the interview doesn't flow that well, and it could go either way. So when I leave reviews, I try to be fair, and I try to be like respecting it for the genre that it's in. Even if I review a romance book and it's just a romance or it's a sports romance, like I review it based on what it is, or like a women's fiction. If I have a hard time getting engaged or getting sucked in, I try not to base it off of that. If it wasn't for me, then that's not the author's fault. It's just a genre.
Right.
Like it's gonna be someone's cup of tea. It'll be someone's jam. And so I'm like, yeah, if you're into women's fiction or you're into this genre, like the contemporary, non-fantasy, non-explicit romance, not whatever, then yeah, this is something that you'll probably get into because the writing was good, or like
Right.
the details was good or were good, or the characters were engaging, stuff like that. But overall, if I'm looking at my reading list, I'm looking at my to be read pile, and
And
it's
the
just
risk keeps growing.
like staring me in the face while I'm reading this book that I'm trying.
Yeah. You have a different, I
And
mean,
that's what gets a little
yeah,
tricky.
you have a different you review when you do this podcast, so you're a little different. I have books where I have not finished. Of course, this is not my cup of tea, but I don't leave bad reviews because as an author, I don't want to do that to
Yeah.
anybody. So it just wasn't my cup of tea, like you
Yeah.
said.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's a 3 star, if I'm rating it 3 stars or below, I won't, I won't talk about it really. And I also won't like I heard authors, like they get tagged in bad reviews. And I'm like, why? Like, why are these reviewers like tagging on Instagram or TikTok like bad reviews? Like,
Yeah.
you don't think they already know this?
Right.
Like, they don't need a reminder. Alone, people who are not even bestsellers, it still hits the same, right? Bestseller author gets that type of review, it's gonna hit them still negatively, same as like an indie author. It's like, I don't know, I don't understand why are you tagging these people? That's like
Yeah.
their babies.
Yeah, well,
If
true. Or for the most part, though, I've loved Instagram, which has been really great for me. I met a lot of great people. Like you said, there are a lot of great indie authors out there where I've read their books, and they're really good. God love the traditional people who are traditional publishers. I hopefully maybe someday that would be me. But there are also a lot of indie authors and a lot of indie stories that are really good. So don't limit yourself. I would tell
yeah,
your listeners, don't limit yourself. If you like the genre, try it.